In the game of football, there are players who are feared, not just respected, but genuinely feared. And when it comes to delivering bone-crushing hits, no position in the NFL does it better than the safety. These are the enforcers of the gridiron, patrolling the deep field with a mission to protect their turf and punish anyone daring enough to cross it. In today's video, we're counting down the hardest-hitting safeties in NFL history, players who redefined toughness, left their opponents in awe, and etched their names in football legend. Segment 1. What makes a hard-hitting safety? Before we dive into the list, let's talk about what makes a safety a hard hitter. This position isn't just about tackling, it's about dominance. A great safety combines speed, instinct, and raw physicality. Their role is to cover receivers, stop the run, and deliver hits that make receivers think twice about going across the middle. But it's not just the power of the hit. It's the timing, the technique, and the intimidation factor. A hard-hitting safety changes the game. They disrupt offenses, force turnovers, and inspire their teammates with their physicality. Segment 2. The legends begin. Hard-hitting safeties have been a part of football since its earliest days. Back in the 1950s and 60s, players like Jack Christensen and Yale Larry laid the groundwork. They didn't have the size or athleticism we see today, but they hit with reckless abandon, setting a tone that would carry through generations. But the safety position as we know it today, an enforcer role that combines agility with brute force, really started taking shape in the 1970s and 80s. Segment 3, number 5, Steve Atwater. Let's start with Steve Atwater, a name that immediately comes to mind when talking about hard-hitting safeties. Atwater, known as the Smiling Assassin, was a cornerstone of the Denver Broncos' defense in the late 80s and 90s. Standing at 6 feet 3 inches and weighing 218 pounds, Atwater had the size of a linebacker and the speed of a defensive back. His hits were legendary, but one stands out above the rest: his collision with Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. Okoye was known as one of the most powerful running backs in NFL history, but on that night in 1990, Atwater delivered a hit so fierce that it stopped Okoye in his tracks and cemented Atwater's reputation as a defensive force. Segment 4, number 4, Troy Polamalu. Next, we have Troy Polamalu, a player who brought both finesse and ferocity to the safety position. Known for his flowing hair and unmatched instincts, Polamalu could do it all: blitz the quarterback, cover receivers, and yes, deliver punishing hits. What made Polamalu unique was his ability to read plays before they happened. He didn't just hit hard, he hit smart. Whether he was diving over the offensive line to sack a quarterback or delivering a game-changing hit to a wide receiver, Polamalu was a one-man wrecking crew. He played with a rare combination of elegance and violence, earning his place as one of the greatest safeties in NFL history. Segment 5, number 3, Sean Taylor. At number 3, we have Sean Taylor, a player whose career was tragically cut short, but whose legacy as a hard-hitting safety will never be forgotten. Standing at 6 feet 2 inches and weighing 230 pounds, Taylor was an absolute freak of nature. What made Taylor special wasn't just his physicality, it was the way he combined it with incredible speed and football IQ. He could cover sideline to sideline, intercept passes, and deliver hits that left opponents shaken. One of his most famous hits came in the 2007 Pro Bowl, where Taylor leveled punter Brian Moorman with a hit so hard it became the stuff of legend. For Taylor, every game, yes, even the Pro Bowl, was an opportunity to prove his dominance. Segment 6, number 2, Ronnie Lott. Coming in at number 2 is a name that's synonymous with toughness: Ronnie Lott. A cornerstone of the San Francisco 49ers dynasty of the 1980s, Lott played with an intensity that few could match. Lott wasn't just a hard hitter, he was a leader, the heart and soul of a defense that won 4 Super Bowls. His hits were violent and unrelenting, often leaving wide receivers second-guessing their routes. And here's the thing about Ronnie Lott. He wasn't just physically tough, he was mentally tough. In 1985, Lott famously had the tip of his finger amputated rather than miss playing time. That's the kind of warrior he was. For Lott, every tackle was a statement, and every hit was a reminder of who owned the field. Segment 7, number 1, Jack Tatum. And at number 1 we have Jack Tatum, a player whose nickname says it all, the Assassin. Tatum's hits weren't just tackles. They were acts of intimidation. Playing for the Oakland Raiders in the 1970s, Tatum was the embodiment of the Raiders' aggressive, no-nonsense philosophy. Standing at 5'10" and weighing 200 pounds, Tatum wasn't the biggest player on the field, but his hits packed a punch that could rattle even the toughest opponents. However, Tatum's career is also marked by controversy. His hit on Darryl Stingley in a 1978 preseason game left Stingley paralyzed, a moment that has sparked debate about the line between toughness and recklessness in football. Love him or hate him, there's no denying that Jack Tatum set the standard for hard-hitting safeties. Segment 8. The impact of hard-hitting safeties. Hard-hitting safeties like these legends didn't just change games, they changed the way the game is played. They forced offenses to adapt, inspired new defensive schemes, and showed the world what it means to play with heart, passion, and ferocity. In today's NFL, with stricter rules on contact, the role of the hard-hitting safety has evolved. But the legacy of players like Atwater, Polamalu, Taylor, Lott, and Tatum lives on. They are legends of the game, icons of toughness, and reminders of why we love football. So, who's your favorite hard-hitting safety of all time? Did we miss someone who deserves to be on this list? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into NFL history. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Primetime NFL.